The Weedsman Podcast. ChristopherMedia.net.
If you're a business owner, you've probably heard of Employee Retention Tax Credits, or ERC for short. You've been promised the world by ERC specialists cold calling and spamming your inbox. You've heard it, $26,000 per employee and everyone qualifies. Don't fall for their gimmicks. You'll never be cold called by a real CPA firm, and that's exactly what we are. JWC Employee Retention Tax Credit Advisory CPA was the first CPA firm in the country to focus exclusively on ERC. We've helped thousands of businesses claim over $500 million in tax refunds. Visit iHeartTaxRefunds.com to learn if you qualify for employee retention credits. We don't require your name, email address, or phone number. Our self-qualification tool walks you through the process without the sales pressure. So if you're a business owner and have questions about employee retention tax credits, go to iHeartTaxRefunds.com to see if your business qualifies. Maximize your refund with JWC, a licensed CPA firm. iHeartTaxRefunds.com.
Audiences are raving Sean Hayes, host of Smartless, is a Broadway tour de force in Goodnight Oscar. His performance demands to be seen, says Rex Reed. Don't miss Tony nominee Sean Hayes in Goodnight Oscar. Get tickets for the limited Broadway run at goodnightoscar.com.
It's about that time to fill the grill with all your ShopRite favorites, like hot dogs and hamburgers, sausages and shrimp. So go ahead, fill the grill at a fabulous price. See all our summer deals at ShopRite.com. ShopRite. Check out happy.
Christopher Media. Let's make some noise. From Asthmacore Studios near Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, man.
It's the Weedsman Podcast.
I have no idea what's going on.
And now,
you have smoked yourself retarded.
Here are the Weedsmen.
You want to get high?
Welcome to the Weedsman Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Aaron. Coming to you, recording on this Tuesday, which is different for us. Well, because it's the new normal now.
Right.
I don't know. We've hopped around a lot. I think there's been every single day
probably
that
recorded
we've had.
On every day of the week.
Yeah, for a period. Well, I mean, like, not just a one-off. Like, we've gone, like, weeks of, like... Anyway, it's Tuesday, Taco Tuesday.
Oh, that's not racist yet?
It's not. Well, we don't call it, like, Paco Taco Tuesday or something.
No, I'm waiting till, like, only people of Mexican descent can call it Taco Tuesday.
Oh, I can't enjoy Taco Tuesday. I think... Yeah, but when you say Taco Tuesday, I don't know. This is just me. I don't think of like a street taco, you know, with some pico de gallo or something. I think of fucking dad tacos, Taco Bell tacos, like beef, cheese, lettuce, maybe some tomatoes, some hot sauce. Very simple. Like that's the American taco. And yeah, they don't have. Well, they have. Of course, they don't have Taco Tuesday in Mexico, right?
Yeah, it's called Tuesday.
Do they have Hamburger Wednesday?
Yeah, right.
Maybe. What do they have?
Wednesday was Prince Spaghetti Day.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Is there a staple food for every day of the week?
It was Thursday.
Yeah. I can't think of any others. Like Friday, like if pizza has a day, I'd say it's Friday.
True.
Like, maybe that's just as an adult. Like Friday,
Friday night was always pizza night, dude.
Well, right. Like your parent, it's the end of the week. Nobody wants to cook. You know, you've already clocked out of work. You're ready to fucking relax. We're getting pizza.
Carlos Pizza.
I don't think.
What up? Still around too.
Carlos.
It's where
Was
we
that
used to get it from.
What kind of pizza did they do?
Deep dish.
Yeah.
Party tray.
So that was, so you were into deep dish like way back.
Oh, yeah. I'm a fan.
So I know that deep dish is considered Detroit style by some. I think those who live in Detroit and haven't traveled much outside of it.
It's the type of deep dish. Because, I mean, if you really deep, Chicago's got deep. Chicago's the one who nailed
That's
deep
the
dish
birth
first.
of deep. That's what I thought, right?
Yeah, but no, there's Detroit style deep dish, which essentially,
Is that the sauce on top, like Buddy's?
Yes, but also just the fact that you take it round or square. Like that square pizza came from Detroit.
Oh, okay.
Like
so
you get a deep dish pizza in Chicago, it's literally like a fucking pie.
Right, like Pizza Popolis, like it's like 2 inches thick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a tomato and cheese
I can get down with some of that. I mean, it's a lot of dough, but it's good. But I think pound for pound, I want the deep dish square. I want the Detroit style.
Yes.
But like when I was a kid, Little Caesars was a king when I was a kid. Pizza. Bringing home that tray, that double wide tray that you'd rip the paper out.
Bag and board. Fuck, I used to work there. I don't work there anymore. All my non-competes are up. Yeah.
I worked that was my second real job. Second job where, my first job where I worked for like any kind of chain. But I can smell and hear, the whole sensory experience of that pizza, of the packaging, the way it sounded.
They tried to bring back Bag and Board in 2008 when they were doing Hot and Ready, and it was like one at a time. And I tested it.
Yeah.
And the answer to my test was, get this shit fucking out of here. Like, the pizza goes in a box. The process...
It's so much quicker to package, right?
They wanted me to try during, while we were getting just ass rammed for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no! I need something that I can move quickly with.
I want to...
You had to, put this collar around the pizza and put it on the cardboard and then put it in the bag. I'm like, are you serious? No, this was Little Caesars 20 fucking years ago. It ain't Little Caesars now.
If you've ever tried to repackage something and return it and actually tried to put it back together, it's like that, right? It's not something you can just whip together. Making a pizza should be take it out of the oven, slice it up, throw it on a cardboard box and close that shit up and move on to the next one. This is like a log jam in your production. This is
and I've learned the answer to anything. Hey, why'd they do that? The answer is always cost.
Sure.
But
I would have thought it would have come back in I don't know. We're coming back to paper now, aren't we?
I guess when Little Caesar started, pizza was a burgeoning industry, but I think by the late 2000s, we had determined pizza goes in a box, dude. That's the best modality.
How else do you keep it?
Yeah. For transporting, for packaging.
Well, yeah, especially if you're talking delivery, delivering it was cool to get one of those fucking pizza hearses delivered to your house.
Pizza hearse.
But, it had to have been a pain in the ass for the people delivering it.
Remember when they had it was the doubled and it was remember when a huge pizza was a thing for a minute? Domino's had one too. And the Little Caesars one, it was called Giant or something like that.
Yeah. None of those really took off, right? Because, the cost probably doesn't work out for the company because you have to order specialty packaging, right? And it's all bigger. So it probably costs exponentially more than your standard sizes. It's like a special order.
Wait, look at this. Do you remember the giant pizza wars from the 90s?
Pizza, pizza, pizza. No, that's not a misquote of our favorite mid-90s pizza mascot, Little Caesar. It's our way of remembering that period of time when more meant more in the pizza industry. More slices, more toppings, and
Who's
more...
Who's this VO guy? This guy's kind of weak.
Never was that more apparent than in the early 90s.
I know what he's going for, but...
three biggest pizza chains launched outsized campaigns for their mega-sized pies. Today on Weird History Food, we're talking about the giant pizza war of the 1990s.
Oh, is this a show?
We get started,
be sure
I thought it was an ad.
Weird History Food.
All right,
what the fuck are we doing?
What just confirms there was, Little Caesars had pizza by the foot. Pizza Hut had big ass pizzas were a thing for a minute. Everyone was trying to make the biggest pizza.
Well, it was of the time, wasn't it? It was in the zeitgeist. Everything there's no such thing as too much. What era are we talking? Early 90s?
Yes.
Yeah, that was totally America has yet to get properly slapped down for our generation, right? Every generation has that moment where they, get one upside the head and they have to oh shit, there's more going on outside the world, or the shit's pretty scary out there. And, I think just the fact that we got into what seemed like a major conflict in the beginning of the 90s. I remember people being freaked out about that. I remember the talk about a fucking draft, Well, I was teen, maybe even preteen. I think I was properly a teen by then. And I remember having a dream about like being drafted. Not because like people were talking about like, what if there's a draft? I don't know. It seems ridiculous now.
I'm going to send you to see Saddam.
We managed to do this for, over a decade now these days without having to fucking draft any senators' sons. I don't know how we do it. I guess we just pay through the nose.
Oh, we're missing we've missed our recruiting goals for like the last few years. So I don't know.
That's funny. It's like one place where you'll never hear people complaining about too many minorities, right?
Right.
Like, Taco Bell is looking to cash in on Taco Tuesday.
Oh, slow down.
Well, right. That's a good question. Why haven't they? Taco Tuesday is like, it's just a staple. Like everybody knows it, right? Nobody like goes, Taco Tuesday. What do you mean by that?
What happens on Taco Tuesday?
Yeah. So why hasn't Taco Bell cashed in some respect? The answer to that is apparently there's a competitor, somebody who I'd never heard of, Taco John's. That's not a great name. For 34 years.
It's out west.
Yeah. Is it a big chain out there? I mean, they've been around for 34 years, I guess. See, Taco Bell claims a commonly used phrase, quote, should be freely available to all who make, sell, eat, and celebrate tacos. I would say, like, if you're talking about speech, like, yeah, it should be, you shouldn't be able to copyright that.
You know what, Taco Bell? Fuck you, because if you had the copyright on Taco Tuesday like Taco John's does, you'd have a death grip on it like they do as well.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be
but that doesn't make them wrong, but yeah, I agree.
They wouldn't be like, hey man, everybody should be sharing Taco Tuesday, man. Let's all just, No, they'd be like, we're Taco Bell, fuck you, you pay us if you want to say Taco Tuesday. Because, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they are correct. I don't think you should be able to copyright that or use it as claim it as a trademark or whatever. I mean, it should be free for anybody. Like Taco Bell's limited in their thinking. They're saying that anybody who makes, sells, eats, or celebrates tacos. Like I think if you hate tacos, you should be able to use Taco Tuesday. If you're in a business that has nothing to do with tacos, you should be able to advertise and celebrate Taco Tuesday. Like maybe if you run a whorehouse and the Johns come in, the Taco Johns come in. They're looking
Tuesdays for the ladies.
They're looking for some strange. They're like, yeah, I'm just looking for a little half and half. And they're like, sorry, it's Taco Tuesday. Means you got to eat her out first.
No, or it's 2023, right? So women only on Tuesdays.
Oh yeah, there you go, taco. Yes. Yeah, because what we know about tacos is nobody eats just one.
It's true.
What are you going to do with one taco?
Eat it really quickly and wish you had another one.
Yeah. Or it better be huge. But that's the thing. Tacos don't scale. What's the largest taco? We're going deep. This is going to be a whole hour on tacos.
Del Taco's got a
No, I mean like Guinness book. Like, damn. What's the largest...
biggest taco ever made?
Yeah. Oh, there's Pornhub. I bet I could find it on there.
Yeah, my safe search isn't on, so...
I want to see world's largest taco.
The largest flour taco in the world
Why did you echo when you said that?
Weighed 1,654 pounds and was made by the city of Mexicali.
Weighed how much?
1,600 pounds.
1,600 pounds. How big was it? How long was the taco? That's the dimension you want. I think I'm looking at the same one. 40.9 meters. Oh, but have you seen a picture of this thing? Because it looks more like a pizza.
There's Fort Barn Taco in New Jersey.
Just do an image search of world's largest taco, and you'll see some things that you have to hold with two hands, and then a bunch of shit that just looks like a large mess of nachos or a long taco pizza. Like you can't, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't scale up. even one that you'd have to hold with two hands would be ridiculously too large and probably an absolute mess to eat.
All I'm seeing is a bunch of big-ass tacos that I want to eat.
Taco Tuesday, spelled Twosday, was coined by Taco John's in the early 1980s to increase sales with a 99-cent deal for 2 tacos on its slowest day of the week. So 2 tacos for $1 on Tuesdays only. In 89, they tweaked it to Taco Tuesday with the traditional day of the week spelling. And it says the chain trademarked the phrase, making it part of its marketing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
sorry, Taco Bell.
This is different, isn't it? Like, we all got Taco Tuesday from Taco John's. I mean, there's maybe there's some parallel thinking there. It's not like Taco Tuesday is the most clever thing in the world, but still, it seems more logical that this was like a clever marketing scheme that took off even more so than the chain itself, to the point where people...
Well, I mean, it's alliteration. It's got that going for it.
You know,
plus there's tacos.
And, you know, yeah, when I choose my meals based on, there has to be some sort of like, it has to be alliterative, there has to be a pun, something has to rhyme. Like, what is it with, if it rhymes or if it's alliterative, it's inarguable, right? People will just not, you know, like, if the glove fits, you must, or if the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit. It's like,
true.
Hey, you can't argue with that.
Right?
That was Adam Carolla's joke, kind of, wasn't it?
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Yeah. Well, guess we got to do it.
Right? They said it in the song.
Let's see, Taco John's. It's just a bad name. I don't know what it is about it. Taco John's. There's no way to say it and make it sound right.
No.
Like, I know the apostrophe on there is proper. Doesn't seem like it.
Oh, these were, that's right, looking at them, I would get their burger.
Well, there you go.
No, well, no.
It can't be that great of a taco place.
No, it wasn't a burger. It was
a taco burger?
Yes. It was delicious.
Wait, does that mean it was a hamburger in a taco shell?
No. It was
other way around.
Taco in a hamburger bun.
'Twas the other way around.
Yes. Your taco meat, your lettuce, your cheese, and such.
It's like a Taco Joe.
Well, I know, I think Del Taco has them.
I've never gotten a Del, like, I had Del Taco on the way here. I had 2 tacos on Tuesday.
Oh, look at you.
It's way more than $1. They were chicken tacos.
So they weren't even real.
Yeah. So Taco John said, we have no comment on any possible trademark action. Taco John's would like to thank our worthy competitors at Taco Bell for reminding everyone that Taco Tuesday is best celebrated at Taco John's, the trademark owner of Taco Tuesday. In response, Taco John's is selling a Taco Tuesday deal of 2 tacos for $2 every day until May 31st. So every day is Taco Tuesday.
How many tacos?
And 2 for 2? Like, I know the original deal was 2 for $1, but that was like $80. $80 would stretch a lot further.
That's true.
Than anything in this decade.
But I would eat $10 worth of tacos every day.
How come Taco Bell doesn't do mascots anymore? Like, I'm sure they can't bring back the Chihuahua, right?
Yeah, no, he's canceled.
Even though he's Mexican.
Allegedly.
Right?
That's
Latino?
not a Mexican after doing his voice. Get him the fuck out of here.
I shouldn't assume he's from Mexico, but he's Latino, right?
Allegedly. Better be a Latino actor.
Well, yeah, that's true. Who did the voice, right? Who did
Billy West.
Who did the voice? It probably was. I bet you there's a, let's see.
It's like Carrot Top.
Who voiced the Taco Bell dog? Carlos Alazraki?
Oh, the dude from Reno 911?
Alazraki? Is that how you pronounce his name? I don't know who this guy is. It's a she. Oh, Taco Bell dog was a she. The
yeah,
dog,
this guy, he was on Reno 911.
Okay. Let's see what he looks like.
He was Garcia.
Yeah, I didn't really watch the show, so I couldn't. He doesn't look familiar.
No, he's on the Fairly Odd Parents. So he did a lot of VO.
Yeah, it's film and television is 2 paragraphs and then voice acting. Once you get into voice acting, man, it's like you can't get out of it.
Well, how easy is it, right?
I don't even think it's that, well, you
show up, work for a few hours, get paid.
In that respect, yes, and even more so now when people are able to, do all this shit from home. Most voice actors are just, they've got a fucking mic in their bedroom set up or in a closet. They're doing it like we're doing podcasts.
Smart ones do.
And all you need is you get a decent enough mic and send them a good signal.
Mm-hmm.
They can clean that up. They do all that in post, all the compression and EQ and beefing it up and shit, or doing whatever they need to. But it's not. I don't think it's not intuitive for most actors, I think, because you have to know it has to be a heightened performance.
Yes.
You can't get up there and just deliver lines like Robert De Niro would, because you're going to come off as completely flat and no character on screen, especially when everything's moving around and everybody else is yelling.
You have to paint a picture with your voice.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't see the smile or the wink or what you're doing with your eyes. That's all up to the animation. So you have to that all has to come through in your vocal performance. Is Mr. Weed on Family Guy? Who's Mr. Weed? Mr. Jonathan Weed. Happy-Go-Lucky Toy Factory.
Oh.
He spoke with a strong Spanish accent and was described as an effeminate weirdo by his employees.
Now you can get 2 tacos for just 99 cents.
What? 2 tacos for 99 cents?
Man.
They were doing Taco Tuesday. We just talked about that.
Yeah, but they didn't call it Taco Tuesday.
They just said, Yo quiero Taco Bell. That's right, yeah, Mr. Wheat, he was Peter's boss. I don't know if he is anymore.
That's what Peter did? He worked at the
Toy Factory when they first
started.
He worked
at a toy factory? That was his job, really?
Yeah, but again, I haven't watched this since 2010, so I have no... I know they turned him into Homer Simpson as far as he started having different jobs, and you know what I'm saying? They started stunt casting him and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, Homer just gets to leave work and come back, whatever.
Yeah, Homer's had every job he's ever wanted to try.
You've been to space?
Yes. Oh, you've never been?
Generally, I say... What?
Oh, there's another one?
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
The original, I've always given thanks to Terry Berland, who directed me in an original audition to go away from Yo quiero Taco Bell, because that's what we were always used to. She said, use your own voice. I was like, Yo quiero Taco Bell. She goes, deeper. Yo quiero Taco Bell. I went, that's a waste of time. I drive back to the valley. Then they said, we love it. We're going to make a demo. They make the demo and they go, you know what? We're going to turn it into a spot. You got a spot. Great. Then just takes off. And I'm driving to Brian Boyd Casting on Pico and Bundy, and I'm pulling up, I'm valeting it. Occasionally they would wash the car for me, and I'd walk literally a block to the Taco Bell there on Pico and Bundy, and I'd get my chalupa, and I'd get a gordita, and I'd get a Coke, and I would go gooey cheese, gooey cheese, gooey cheese. All right, we got it. Then back home, shishing. It was amazing. It was wonderful, and it's probably the easiest, best job I ever had. But in terms of being recognized for it,
I hope he bought a house some more.
I know that voice. The dog got to go to all the red carpets. The dog got all the attention. I did get to go on Hollywood Squares. That was the most disparate.
Yeah, but you got all the money, dude.
Who did the shirt?
How much did that dog get?
It was still fun, and the recording process was great.
And can we come down with the
dog gets paid mostly in fucking
getting all ethnic with biscuits. The pronunciation of gordita, by the way.
Yeah. I know,
chill out, dude.
So I went across the street to get a gordita.
Yeah. It's no, dude. It's American Mexican food. Don't fucking...
Yeah, gordita... I mean, gordita actually means fat woman, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Do you think he's met executive chef Lillian Garcia? tried that shit? They were like, hey, you don't have an executive chef. Yes. Who makes the decisions to have all the food? Fuck the other food. It's not no executive chef.
Yeah, the secrets. Like, that's all you're doing is throwing together the same shit over and over again.
Yes, it's like the same 5 or 6 ingredients. It's like Italian food, right? Executive chef. I remember that going, you are fucking Taco Bell. Get the fuck out of here.
I think everybody said that. That campaign didn't last for long.
It's like McDonald's executive chef Mayor McCheese.
The Weedsman Podcast.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Una de las especies más peculiares del mundo latino es el Padreus protectorus, que vive colgado encima de sus hijos como un koala.
Vamos contigo por si le pasa algo a tu auto.
Mamá, voy a estar bien.
Pero este instinto sobreprotector se está extinguiendo, porque State Farm está ahí las 24 horas si los necesitas. Así que los padres finalmente están soltando a sus hijos a la naturaleza.
¡Nos mandas fotos!
Como un buen vecino, State Farm está ahí. Llama para obtener una cotización hoy.
Take as little as 3 minutes to see if you could save on motorcycle insurance with Progressive. Come on, you've spent more time than that thinking about helmets with faces on them.
I should get a new helmet. Ooh, maybe I'll get one of those ones that looks like a face with painted teeth and eyebrows, you know? Oh, that always looks so cool. People are like, whoa, is that a person with 2 faces? Oh, no, it's a helmet. And 1 face.
Get a quote in as little as 3 minutes at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Progressive protects more than just your home and car. You could save when you bundle your motorcycles, ATVs, boats, and RVs. Doesn't that sound good? Like the sound of your boat cruising along the Intercoastal. And there's the sound of the prop hitting a really big rock. And now the sound of waves, because the engine stopped. But you know what does sound good? You're covered with Progressive. So bundle all your vehicles and home in one place and save with the multi-policy discount. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, Affiliates, and other insurers.
ChristopherMedia.net.
The Weedsman Podcast.
Generally, when we have question marks and headlines, the answer is no, but this one might be yes. Did an airplane drop poop over a Burnsville neighborhood? It's from Minnesota.
Was Dave Matthews on this plane?
That's what it was. Yeah, they don't tour by bus anymore. They fly private, so they just dump it over at a higher altitude. I thought it would freeze. Isn't that what happens? Doesn't it freeze?
You'd hope.
Don't they normally dump out while they're in flight? Don't they or does that get cleaned out when they land?
I don't know.
What did they do with the ship?
Just flew on the planes, didn't clean them.
Carissa Brown, she's going to explain it, was waiting at the drive-thru line at Caribou Coffee off Highway 13. Says, I was waiting in line getting my daily coffee, ellipses, because this is probably where she's describing what her coffee is. I'm imagining. Right? A half calf, decaf, 2 sugars and whipped cream all on the top or something. And all of a sudden, brown dropped onto my vehicle. Brown, like just the color brown. It was like it rained brown for a second. Boom, just like that. I got out. Okay, why would you get out?
Right? I would move. I'll start the car.
I got out. I looked straight up into the sky. I opened my mouth and I said, what? What was that?
I elongated every word I said.
Yeah.
What is going on?
I got out and I went to the car in front of me and I was like, what just happened to us? And he was like, I have no idea. Says her and the vehicle in front of her were fully covered. It stinked, said Brown's child. It was poop.
Do we know this?
Kid says it was poop. The odor was so strong that the woman who was handing me my coffee noted how much it smelled. She said,
hey, you really smell like shit.
I mean, my cat had something similar to this morning, so I've had a lot today with the poop. Your cat...
What is going on in this story?
Her cat had something similar. Like, if you're saying similar as in poop, like, yes, we all had something similar this morning. Most of us in the morning have something similar. It goes into the toilet and not sprayed all over your car. But if your cat did something similar, was it like shooting a fountain out of its ass?
He's gonna shit when he realizes it's shit. Who got the lighter?
This video from the scene. But how do they know? And like, how do they know it's from a plane? Because if it's from a plane,
I don't know. No,
would it be blue chunks if it's from an airplane?
They do not. They don't know.
What if an eagle had diarrhea?
Let's see. The news organization here is they're waiting to hear back from the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources about this possibly being the work of a large flock of birds.
Oh!
They don't do it all at once like that, though, right?
Maybe they all ate the same tainted batch of something. They all got in the same rancid garbage.
They were like, that bag of White Castle fries tastes weird to you. I think someone was, whoa!
Hey, does this pile of rancid meat taste weird to you?
Birds can eat anything, right?
I mean, we all can eat anything.
Yeah. But can we survive? Elon Musk stepped down as Twitter CEO. He appointed a new CEO, and then he went to a rave.
The life of a rich guy.
He was seen dancing to Rufus Du Sol in Cabo. I don't know who that is. Wonder how he dances. I haven't actually seen it.
Well, he's white and middle-aged, so
I think
you make your own assumptions.
Well, there's video of it. So we can find out.
So someone else runs Twitter now? Is everybody calm down?
No, he still owns it. He just appointed a CEO. Well, there he is. He just kind of puts his hands up in the air and bounces. He's not even really doing anything. Oh, he just kind of did some hand movement where his fingers were together. Oh, now he's grooving. Now it looks like, he's on ecstasy for real. I don't know. I'm certainly not going to judge anyone for dancing. Dancing's fine. And I don't believe in judging people for the way they dance. Outside of structured environments like ballet or, musicals or dance numbers, music videos, what have you, dancing is just about a person feeling the music. And some people feel the music in time and some people don't. That's all fine.
It's true.
There shouldn't be any judgment. And certainly when I like dancing still. Shit, I'm going to be doing a lot of it this holiday weekend. The Movement Festival.
That's right, I always
and
forget.
Whatnot.
Yeah, thing. That's still a thing?
I'm not out there dancing thinking I'm the best dancer or that person's the best. Like, who's the best dancer here? Ooh, that person's killing it. Look at that. Look what they're doing. None of that fucking matters. I like to look around and see that I'm surrounded by people who are enjoying themselves. If I'm generally if people are around me trying to have conversations or just hanging out looking bored or on their phones, I just, find a different area. But dancing, I don't know. Who gives a fuck? This is one of those things where all that matters is what you think about the person, right? Who gives a fuck about him dancing? Well, if you hate Elon Musk, then you can make fun of him because he probably dances funny because he's not a professional dancer. And everybody dances funny.
Yeah.
Especially white people. But if this was, if this was Tom Hanks doing the exact same thing, everybody would be like, isn't this great? He's fucking 80 or some shit and he's still out there living it up. Look at him go. Tom
Hanks doing the bus driver.
He's got no rhythm, but who cares? Everybody loves him. Hey. It doesn't matter. It's not about what they're doing. It's just whatever Elon does whatever Elon does is going to be reported.
Yeah, there's a lot of schadenfreude for Elon.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hooray for Everything invites you to join them in a salute to the greatest hemisphere on Earth. The Western Hemisphere, the dancingest hemisphere of all.
I went a long way.
What is that?
It's Hooray for Everything.
Hooray for Everything.
Yes.
What's that?
Was the Simpsons send up of like Up with People?
Oh, yes. There's footage of, just thinking about white people rhythm. There's footage of Harry Connick Jr. He's doing a number, just him on the piano, and the audience is clapping along, and they're on the 1 and 3. And he just cleverly throws an extra beat in at the end of one measure and puts everybody on the 2 and 4.
Nice.
Like, that's the way you do it.
Mm-hmm. That's being a musician.
Yes.
Now featuring the clean-shaven sounds of Hooray for Everything.
Hey, kids!
The clean-shaven
Walk on the
sounds.
wild side. And all the racers sing. Do, 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 yeah!
Can we go to Duff Gardens this weekend?
It says Discotex in his Sexolettes.
What is this?
Discotex in his Sexolettes. The same thing.
No, this is a real song.
Oh, this is?
Yeah.
I always thought this was a Simpsons
Oh no!
song.
Yeah, no. That's a real song. They
Oh,
didn't,
no
They didn't
shit.
write it. Yeah.
What?
I don't know, but no, they would play this at. I used to go to disco night at the Nectarine out in Ann Arbor, and they would play this.
Well, right on.
Whatever you want to request, baby.
That's what he said.
But they're playing a song.
Hey, it's Discotex. Don't question him.
Hey, I know this isn't much of a song, so anybody have any? We don't really have a chorus for this one. Even it's just really this.
We got this groove.
We got this cool intro that we just keep doing over and over again, and the song never really goes anywhere. So if anybody's got any requests out there for any actual songs that anyone would like to hear, something with a chorus, maybe even a bridge, or we'll just do this again. All right, here we go. Again, any calls for any song at all, any song. The Beatles, Led Zeppelin, the Eagles.
Come on, do your thing.
That's right. It's 70s and 80s. You could make a song out of like one part.
You could just groove.
Like, hey, we wrote this one good part, and then we'll write other shit around
Well, you
it.
could argue that's all of James Brown's music, but he made it work.
Well, I mean, the other part was the band, and then he was just the electrifying showman
That's
that
true.
he was.
Yeah. Colorado public health experts have been conducting. They just wrapped up a 2-year review of a lot of different studies, try and get a comprehensive view of the impacts, or what they describe in this story in the Colorado Sun, the health impacts of high potency THC. That's kind of presumptive, but I don't know. I mean, presuming that like higher potency THC would do something more than regular THC, other than get you higher.
Well, is this where the whole? I've been hearing the last week or so that young men are more prone to schizophrenia because of the.
They're back on
THC.
the schizophrenia thing, huh?
Yes.
Ooh. Yeah, we've talked about that before. I don't know. Well, no. To answer your question, short answer, no. This is probably part of what they were looking at. Again, they were looking at a number of different studies. So this was more like a study of studies, collating data. But yeah, we've talked about there does seem to be a connection between THC and schizophrenia, in that if you have or maybe have a family history, because it does seem to be, be able to be genetically passed down, of schizophrenia, then it's not a good idea to smoke weed. I'd also argue it's probably not a good idea to drink a lot of alcohol, do acid.
Yeah.
Anything that might mess a little bit with your brain chemistry or wiring.
Words right out of my mouth.
That's a sane man's game. That
is an accurate statement.
For the average person, some THC is an experience. If you're already on the edge, it might be more than that. Researchers found limited to no evidence in published studies for most commonly claimed effects. So looking at questions like, are adolescents and young adults especially vulnerable to adverse physical and mental health outcomes from using high-potency cannabis? A limited amount of evidence points to yes. I don't know what exactly that, they keep using this term, limited amount. Does that mean that they found some, they looked at a bunch of studies and, hey, a couple of these say yes, so that's a limited amount? Is it so less than half?
Or maybe the daddy didn't get enough data from their subjects.
Well, okay, but there were no subjects. This wasn't a study, right? This was taking it was 452 different studies that they looked at and tried to determine if they, if you see a pattern.
Gotcha.
That begs the question, if it was a single study, limited amount, it'd say, okay, so way less than should be significant, and you basically found nothing. That's what I would say. And this, it almost seems the same with this, I guess because you can point to this study says this and this study says that, you have more complete data that you can point to, but still if you're going to collate the data and then come up with this, again, vague quantity of limited amount, that tells me that obviously it's not overwhelming, right? That would be a different word that we would use if, most of the data was lining up to a certain thing. If none of it, then you couldn't claim any. You would say 0. So limited amount, that could be 1. It could be 1.
Yeah.
What's the limit? I don't know. Where'd you set your limit at? I don't know what, it's arbitrary. So basically you could prove anything to a limited amount by finding the right study that agrees with your, they're just Googling themselves correct. Right?
Most people do now anyway.
Yeah. This is confirmation bias. And even with confirmation bias, doing the cherry picking of the data for them, they still don't come up with any concrete answers. Limited amount is not convincing, I don't think, to anyone. So the person that they interviewed for this, Samet, Dr. Jonathan Samet. So in the final part of because this is actually a completely written article, which is odd these days, but it even has a conclusion here. To Samet, getting better answers to questions about the health impacts of high-potency THC will require uniform studies. In other words, researchers across the country and the globe need to come up with consistent standards to use and consistent ways of measuring data. Having those standards in place would allow studies to be better compared and synthesized.
Duh.
Yeah, I get that, but out of 452 studies, if there were adverse effects popping up, you think you would find at least some through line of I don't know, hey, what about all these reports of schizophrenia like we were talking about, or anything, growing boobs, impotency, scream vomiting.
Oh, yeah. Scromiting.
Yeah.
Forgot about scromiting. Needs more discotheques.
Wow. Back. Meanwhile, the American Medical Association conducted a study of medical marijuana and found, quote, significant improvements in the quality of life for people with conditions like chronic pain and insomnia.
Again.
No surprise there. So it's just funny. You know, you got on one hand, like, hey, we looked at all this data and we came up with these kind of answers, but really we don't have enough data, even though we looked at 450 odd studies. We need more data until that data says what we want it to say.
Yeah, this data didn't say what we wanted it to say.
And then,
so we got to keep looking.
The American Medical Association, I mean, I was going to say a trusted organization, but I don't know. Anything when it comes to medicine, you shouldn't trust it. I'm not saying that like modern medicine isn't a wonder and that you should stay away from your doctors or anything like that. Like, go to the doctors, get health insurance, buy into the system, whatever. Just, you shouldn't blindly trust any of it.
It's true.
But they come up with like significant findings. Significant. Yeah. Kind of, not a concrete number, but it definitely tells you something. Tells you way more than the word limited. Tells you that there has to be at least a majority of people seeing an improvement to be significant.
That significance a relative term?
Let's see. Well, they had a scale, 100-point scale, that they rated a bunch of different things. General health, bodily pain, physical functioning, physical role limitations, mental health. After administering the survey to patients once every 45 days, a total of 15 follow-ups, the study found that participants who are consuming cannabis reported average improvements of 6.6 to 18.31. We don't need to take it out to the hundredths, guys. Percentage of points on that 100-point scale. So a 6 to 18% improvement. Researchers from Swinburne University of Technology, University of Western Australia, and Austin Hospital all participated in this. In their findings, it says, these findings suggest that medical cannabis treatment may be associated with improvements in health-related quality of life among patients with a range of health conditions. So there you go. Concrete findings, right?
Concrete-ish.
I would say pretty definitive.
I wouldn't.
Findings. Well, what's not definitive? They gave you an actual numbers, right? They actually put it on a rating system. The numbers can't lie. All right, well, it's time to wrap it up this week.
All right. Man, we're getting it. What? It's going to be the holiday weekend soon. The unofficial start of summer.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It's just flying by. So go to social media at The Weeds Before 20. It's where you can help other people find the show. Rate it, or retweet it, share it, whatever fuck platform you're on does. If you can help other people find it, we would appreciate it. And go to ChristopherMedia.net. Hit the PayPal button if you'd like to help us out with commerce and wherever you listen to the show. If you have the ability to rate it or review it, or rate and review it, maybe do both, we'd appreciate it because it helps other people find the show. Please, thank you. I appreciate you listening, and stay high.
Stay high.
The Weedsman Podcast.
ChristopherMedia.net.